Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a layout share. I let a few stack up since the last time I did a share, and I think that's because I'm doing load and I'm doing a layout every day, at least one layout every day, and because of that, there's never a day to say, okay, it's time for a share video. And I haven't done my load layout today, so that'll be in the next share video. What I'm not gonna show you today, I will show you when they're finished. I have done all of the layouts from the Sweet Rush class by Vicki Boutin. I have finished the Sweet Rush album, except for the cover. I'm waiting for something to come in to put on the cover. But I've finished all the pages. I haven't put pictures in. And I've done all of the layouts. I've also finished the album for the print shop class. I've finished the album, but not the layouts. I'm going to do the layouts today. And I've finished the layouts and shared those before for Fernwood, but I have now also finished the album. So I'm trying desperately to get all that done, and I'd really like to get photos put in them before the new collection comes out, the Where To Next collection, because I've signed up for that too. And I just signed up for Create and Connect, so I've got all kinds of things coming up. Anyway, let's start with this. I've got 14 pages here, and they go back as far as January 25th, and there are 3 mixed media mayhem pages in here. And for those of you who know me, you know that I don't necessarily default to mixed media. I still feel not quite 100,000% comfortable with it, but I do look forward to Fridays to doing Mixed Media Mayhem, because it's when I just throw caution to the wind and just try something new. And for the most part, I try to emulate what I see in the examples. Now, I no longer have the photos on the back here to show you, but there were some streaks, and I put gesso on the page and used, I know what I did. This was a Pink Fresh Friday and Mixed Media Mayhem. So I've got all Pink Fresh embellishments, and I swiped gesso on in the swipes, and then I went back and colored the gesso with Pink Fresh watercolors, the liquid watercolors, these guys. So that's how I created that. Okay, so that's enough about that one. This is one of my 12 box project pages, and I discovered a whole bunch of photos from our honeymoon that we took in 1982, which was a year after we were married, but we didn't have any money or any time off when we did get married. So we went we went on a business trip to California, and at the end of the business trip, flew to Maui and did a timeshare there. So this was in August of 1982. It's where we spent our anniversary there. So I have filtered some photos here and used some a Bramble Fox title on top of a photo that just had the sea and the mountains and the clouds. And for all of those honeymoon photos, I'm using the same collection, which is a paper pad I have pretty much, and I'm combining it with some other things, but It's a Simple Stories paper pad. And this was for Simple Stories Saturday, which was, it's always on the fourth Saturday of the month, or the last Saturday of the month. So there's that. This was a Scrap Backwards page. I think it was Scrap Squad Sunday and Scrap Backwards Monday. So it was a scrap lift. And this was a photo I found in the 12 box project. Just some random photo that John took of me. I have no idea what was going on, but I'm looking very, I don't know, intense and pensive. Not quite sure. This is a sports page that's, it was a Scrap Backwards page, I can tell from all the junk that's on here, and I absolutely love it. These things came, I'm getting a text message here from upstairs. Let me see what he's saying. It's nothing that needs to be responded to at the moment. So it's a photo that of Barrett and me out on the field for senior night, which was the last home football game. And many of you know how I'm going through withdrawal because football season is over and Barrett's sports career is over. There's some more from our honeymoon. And again, still using that same collection. I added in a couple other Simple Stories and some Rosie Studio for this one. And I think that came from Crate Paper. And this was one from Groundhog Day. It's a hop that we started last year, or was started last year, and we were to scrap lift ourselves. And then every year we scrap lift ourselves that same layout again, year after year after year on February 2nd. So this was the original that I lifted when I created this. And then this is what I did after that. This was a photo from the 12 box project. It has to be, I honestly have no idea where this photo was taken, and there's nothing that gives me a clue. I'm thinking because of the shirt, I know it was 81 or 82 because I remember the shirt. He's wearing a jacket, so I don't think it was in Hawaii, where a lot of the photos he's wearing that shirt. And the quality of the photo is a little bit different from the ones in Hawaii. So I think this was a trip we took to to SeaWorld or some other kind of wildlife park in Texas. And he's using a feeder to feed it at the petting zoo. So bunch of stuff on here, and all of this came from my Scrap Backwards kit, even a page that I had cut out some of these chocolates from. And I'm gonna put this here. This is a it was load day 2. I haven't. This is load day 1. This was also done for load day 1, and let me see what it was. Something about the passage of time and things that go by quickly, and we were to use a color block technique. So that was that. Load day 2 had something to do with a home away from home. And the Captain Cook Hotel here in Anchorage, Alaska, was my home away from home for 6 months during the winter of 1996. And John came to visit, and we went to, that's where this photo was taken, where we went to some glaciers. This was a frozen shrub right outside our office building. And so there's a little bit of a story there. I used a collection, not sure what the collection was that I used there. Just some miscellaneous Christmas supplies, a sticker sheet, and some papers that didn't necessarily go with the sticker sheet. And here's another of the mixed media mayhem pages where I used a lot of monochromatic type stamping. And this is a load prompt talking about electronic helpers that we have in our lives. And so I've got my phone, my Big Mac, my Echo Show, my iPad, and my Apple Watch. What's not shown there is the Google Nest that connects to the Nest doorbells and stuff like that. So I couldn't get by without it. Here's some more honeymoon photos, and let's see, what was that? It was load day 4. It was some advice, and here's some travel advice: get away, explore, travel the world, whatever. And then the advice that we would never follow is don't go chasing waterfalls. And John was a waterfall chaser, and I was right there behind him. So I was a waterfall chasing enabler. This is a couple of the honeymoon photos, and this was a Scrap Squad lift, and I think it might have been also load day 5, something that was a big deal, and used products that are discontinued. Well, this whole collection of You Are Here, the papers here, and then these flowers. These other flowers came from a Mine the Scrap kit, and they are not discontinued, but these are. And I absolutely love this page. I'm thinking of framing it. And here's a, this is a page I did as guest designer, featured designer for load day 6. And it was about what you would take with you in the limited space on a spaceship to Mars. And so that kind of reminded me of what would you grab in a fire. And so everybody always says photos. And for me, I've got, like most of my photos are electronic, except for those 12 boxes that I'm going through. So there's no way to grab those. No way to grab, I have about 154, I guess, albums filled with scrapbook pages. And so I'm not going to grab all of those, but there's a small subset of those labeled Miscellaneous Us, and I just picked one of the photos, a goofy photo of us, and made the mixed media here kind of look with the stamping and the smooshing technique, made it look a little like a galaxy. that was my goal there. And a lot of different Vicki Boutin collections, including this camera, which I was just looking for to go on one of the layouts and couldn't find it, and now I know where I used it. This is another, this is the rest of the honeymoon photos, in fact. I made the load prompt was to do an interactive element. So I used a background that's not part of that collection, and then I used these 2 cards and this paper that was part of the collection. And I've got a bunch of photos that I did not scan and scrap individually, but I don't want to lose them, and I don't want to just stuff them back into the box. So I made a pocket and attached it with some foam so that it would be thick and big enough to hold a thick batch of photos. So there's that. This one was something about who inspires you. And this is my sister Patrice, and she is, given the challenges that she's had to face, you can see the smile on that face. She is just eternally upbeat and positive, and I just absolutely love her to death, and I'm inspired by her every single day of my life. And I'm going to be seeing her soon. I'm going to be, in a couple weeks, going to be driving down to take her for a doctor's appointment. And I can't wait to see her. I'm going to go a few days early so we can play. And then this is the Mixed Media Mayhem from yesterday. And it's a lift of a Missy Whidden page, and I used Paige Evans' Splendid, and also I think there's some of these things came from not Bloom Street, but Garden Shop. And the journaling that goes with it tells about the prompt was about whether your personality has changed, and I've basically gone from feeling these ways, amazing, fabulous, wonderful, and splendid about myself in the good times, to being very kind of withdrawn and having some problems getting out of the house. But that is changing, and so that's a change for the better, for sure. So that's my layout share for the week or two that since the last time I did one. And like I said, I have several different irons in the fire. I'm doing load every day. I'm determined to go back. I have about 5 or 6 sketches from Scrap a Sketch that I want to go back and do. And I saw one in Follow a Sketch from Sandy Reversky that I'd really like to try. And I'm also trying to finish those Vicki Boutin class layouts. And I'm trying to get through various projects in the 12 box project, and combining that with my Scrap Backwards kit. So I've got all kinds of things around there, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.